So like I remember there was a time like I would just go late night like with Diego Pavia and like we'd just go do footwork and we'd just do one-on-ones. Like mind you, like he's trying to tackle me, I'm trying to tackle him. And it's like we're doing like close like just open field things and just doing footwork. And like to me, like that was just the epitome of like who are you like when nobody's looking.
What's up, squad? Welcome back to another episode of the Permian Basin Playbook. Guys, it's happening. It's happening. Finally, this episode. It's been a month in the making. Well, anyways, I'm your host, K-Ball, joined by my team, Booster and Surge. What's
What's
up, y'all? I
up?
missed you.
What's up? What's up?
Guys, it's
We're so
playoff season.
excited.
It's
So
playoff season,
excited.
by the way. Crunch time in Texas football. But that being said, we got a legend in the house tonight. Let's kick things off for the Permian Basin Playbook. Special guests in the building. We're first and 10 with Makhilyn Young, Vanderbilt running back. From Midland turf to SEC stadiums, this young man has carried what West Texas grind is all about. One of the most exciting backs out of Midland. He racked up over 2,100 yards and 36 touchdowns in high school, and now he's making noise in college football. Makhilyn Young joins the Permian Basin Playbook. Welcome to the Permian Basin Playbook, man.
What's up? What's up? Nice to be glad to be here. Blessed to be here, honestly.
Hey,
We're
it
blessed.
was a little bit of a journey to get him on, but we love it. We love it. He was driving in his car.
College kid life.
He was breaking into the coach's office. I think there's alarms going off right now, but
It might be.
I love it, man.
We didn't see anything.
Yeah, we didn't see anything, but yeah, again, thanks for big time effort this past weekend. I know you guys are on a little bit of a bye week, and we appreciate you for stopping in to the Permian Basin Playbook. You've gone from Midland to Vanderbilt, and that's a big leap and everything in between. What mindset do you carry from growing up in the West Texas area, now competing in the SEC?
Mindset I carry is just like honestly just slow down and breathe because like playing in the SEC like these stages gets big and it's like if you don't like ground yourself like me is my faith. It's like if I don't ground myself in my faith, like I think it'd be very easy to fall into all the other worldly things that come with like being like playing in the SEC that come with like being like, you know, in Nashville, like just different things college kids face. So I think it's really my faith and just taking a step back sometimes too before I play because like at the end of the day, it's like I tell the guys, it's like what we've been doing since we were little.
Yeah,
Yeah,
same
that's
game,
pretty
same
impressive.
game a bit, but huge stage, man. That's so
Yeah.
cool, man.
But
Buddy, we're so glad you're here. We were looking at your stats today. You had a monster high school season, and you're well on your way at Vanderbilt. I'm so impressed with young people, just the self-discipline that it is taking you to get here because I'm about to be 50 next month, and I don't know that I've even quite learned how to do that yet. So I want to know what personal routine or work ethic. I know you said faith, but what work ethic and personal routine made that possible to get you where you're at?
I mean, Franco would tell you. I mean, like it's been like countless nights where like when people, it's like what people don't see. It's like the nights when nobody really believed and nobody believed the dream until like, except for like coaches. Obviously, Coach Franco's been there. I mean, shout out Coach Franco. I just want to say that too. That's a different subject. I'm sorry, but I would say just working, just putting your head down and working, because like you never know when that opportunity might come. You might not even know
Right,
if it will come.
for
And I
sure.
feel like most of us get so caught up in not knowing when it comes that they're not ready for when it does come.
Mm,
And we don't speak into ourselves. Like I speak into myself every morning, like positive things. It's like what I want to be. I will be the best running back in college football. I will be the man of God God has called me to be. Like those things. Like to me, that's huge. Like who you hang out with, what you speak into yourself. Like those are all things that are going to be reciprocated in your life. And so my routine is just those simple things and just working. I'm from West Texas. Everybody knows about West Texas, blue
yeah,
collar,
that's
oil
right.
field. I'm talking guys who just pick up their hard hats and their lunch pails and they just go to work, and
Heck
that's all we
yeah.
know in West Texas.
I love that. I love it. I big believer in like manifesting and self-fulfilling prophecy.
Oh,
So I
definitely.
love
Yeah.
that. Love that.
Yeah, definitely, man. Especially like those kids that are wondering if they're ever going to get recruited or are trying to get in the recruiting trail, continuing to speak positive to themselves. I love that. Great point.
But staying true to who you are.
Yeah, definitely.
Yes.
Yeah,
All right, Franco.
obviously, you obviously I know your journey a lot more than everybody else around here, but kind of walk us through, your decision. I know obviously you went from Midland Lee, you go to New Mexico State, and then of course now you're over at Vandy. So, what do you think? Talk about us about what's a unique aspect that you bring to the team that helps you unlock your full potential as a Vanderbilt running back. Not only do you go from being at a group of five schools, now it's like, hey, I'm going to go play in the SEC, which is the most well known conference out there in the NCAA. You know what I mean? So kind of talk to us about that.
About just how like I had to switch, like how what I bring to this team, like to this Vanderbilt team in the SEC.
Yep.
Yeah, like I say, my work ethic. Like all the guys know, like MK's a guy who's just gonna see the good in everything, and who's just gonna put his head down and work. And I'm gonna have all the energy. I'm gonna smile, and everybody knows that about me. Like I'm gonna bring the energy. Like no matter, like I remember one time I had a speech in front of the guys, and we played it on our highlight thing. But I had a speech, and I asked them one thing, like, "Who are you?" And it was like that sense of that who are you when the lights are turned off? Who are you when things hit the fan? Who are you when obstacles are in front of you? Who are you when things don't go the way that you thought that they would go? Who are you? And I think that different things are is going to show you who you really are, not just the success, but the rough times as well. And I think that's what I bring to this team. And I think that's a sense of just like a mindset. Like, yeah, like we're just a bunch of, like you hear us say it, like we're a bunch of misfits. We're a bunch of kids with a chip on our shoulder, and I think that's what separates us. And I think that's what I bring to this team. It's just that mindset of like, MK's gonna give you 110% every time he steps on the field.
Yeah.
No
You know,
doubt. I think that's the thing you always bring to the table is like 100 miles an hour. You know what I mean? And I get it. You know what I mean? You're the guy that likes to joke around in the locker room, have fun. You know what I mean? Now you get on that field and it's that light switch is completely flipped. You know what I mean? And just that competitive, that spirit. You know what I mean? Just a drive to want to be the best. I mean, that's awesome.
Facts.
so I do want to take this moment because 33 Lead, the Joby Flores Foundation, is about student athletes and celebrating not only student athletes, but about celebrating coaches. And this right here between Coach Franco and MK is a relationship that's what it's all about. Like this is what it's all about. A coach or a mentor that believes in a young student athlete and a student athlete that not only believes in themselves but appreciates that there's a coach that's looking out for them and their best interest. That's what this thing is all about, man. And I really appreciate that about you too, and happy that you guys have been able to uh grow into like it wasn't just a high school relationship and then he went off to college and the coach didn't care about him anymore. Like you guys are still talking, man. That's a huge thing. But speaking of college, and I know you were at New Mexico State, now you're at Vandy. Is there one specific moment that you feel like has been such a memorable moment for you?
Here at Vandy or at New Mexico State.
Any time in your collegiate career, is there one moment in particular that sticks out to you as like a momental time frame?
I would say like I don't know. I'm trying to actually think of that. Let me think. Like I gotta actually lock in and think of that because like there's so many. I think just
That's a
I would
good
say like
problem to have,
think
though, that you've had so many
yeah.
great moments.
Right.
As far as what? So as far as on the field or as far as like just with teammates, like as far as what?
I, the first thing that sticks out to you, honestly, I mean, it could be a moment in the locker room that nobody saw. It could be a big time win. It could be a big time play. Just
Okay.
anything, man.
I remember there was a moment like where like my freshman year and like I wasn't where I wanted to be on the depth chart, obviously. And so like I remember there was a time like I would just go late night like with Diego Pavia and like we'd just go do footwork and we'd just do one-on-ones. Like mind you, like he's trying to tackle me, I'm trying to tackle him. And it's like we're doing like close, like just open field things and just doing footwork. And like to me, like that was just the epitome of like who are you like when nobody's looking? And
Yeah.
like that memory, like for because like everybody sees Diego or like me now, like with all the success was like you don't like people don't understand what really took to get to
Right.
the places we're at. And it was like that to me, that was a memory. And then like obviously I remember my first Thanksgiving in college. It was like it was horrible. I think I had Sonic for Thanksgiving. We had it was horrible. It was probably the worst experience, but it was cool because like I was with all of my friends and like we were in it together. There's that one for like New Mexico State. And like as
Yeah.
far as here, it's just like being around the guys. I think like every time it's like memories, but just doing different things with all my teammates here is like just like so many memories to even just pick out just one
Yeah.
specific one from here.
That's cool, man.
Yeah, that is
Like
cool. So
most people only see the ESPN side,
yeah.
Yeah.
and nobody knows that you and Diego were out on some a backfield somewhere getting work in.
Right.
That's amazing. Sorry,
For
Booster.
sure.
I stepped on
No,
you.
no, you're good. Kind of going off of that. If you could give your one message to your younger self, that kid that was running drills under the Texas sun, what would it be?
Uh
Is it a lot? Is it like a whole list of things you want to
yeah, there's a
tell
damn, that's that
17-year-old
yeah,
MK?
there's a lot. I would say go a little harder because
Okay.
like I remember me texting like there's a text message. I texted Hartman. And it was like, uh, I'm like it was late night, and I was like, Coach, I'm scared that I'm getting a little too satisfied. And it was like if I had to go back and tell myself, I would say just go harder. It's like I always think like when you look back over that career, it's just like wow, you could have went so much harder like than what you really done. Like, but that's what I tell myself is like just go a little harder, and then like obviously just focus on the small details too, because the small details matter
Right.
as well.
Yeah,
For
for sure.
sure.
Facts. Love it.
Makhilyn, obviously, you guys, I think whenever we had a conversation on the phone back when you were trying to get in the portal, and I asked you, I said, hey, I said, how do I basically questioned you wanting to go to the SEC, going and playing running back in this, you're going from Group of Five to SEC, how are you going to do it? Um, Now all of a sudden, you're a guy that people are talking about, you know, um, what how do you handle that as far as like you go from where you're at, you even come back from Midland, you go to you're at New Mexico State, now you're at Vandy. How do you handle being a guy, the mental side of just being able to just go to work every single day and knowing that people are they're keen on you, because you're one of those playmakers out at Vandy. So how do you handle that?
For one, I'd be like ashamed if I didn't say like it's definitely my faith. Like I promise you, I wouldn't be able to do all this without God because like He gives like I read this one verse and it says give your anxiety to Him because He cares. It's something in that realm, and I believe it's John, one of the Johns. But uh, to me, I always knew it. I didn't know how, but I always knew it, and it was like I always spoke it over me. Like I was like, yeah, this is like I'm meant to be playing on that stage, but like just taking a step back and just remembering like to me my best thing is like before games like I remember like it's kind of crazy that y'all are asking this because like I just think of like West Texas. I think of like the kids in West Texas. I think of like when I went to go speak to those kids at like the Horn Frog, some organization, me and Wes, and I think of that. Like I'm not just playing for just myself. Like I'm out there for like kids who have dreams and hopes and aspirations in Midland, Texas, and like one day they look up to me and they're like, okay, if he did it, I can do it. Like I don't think of just
Yeah.
me when I'm carrying that ball. Like and it's fun when I think of it like that. Like when it's like it's not just me, it's just the whole
Yeah.
community behind me, the kids
I'm
behind me. Like
running for
it's
these dudes.
yeah,
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
it gives you a different purpose and it gives you a sense of like okay, now I can relax because like obviously my faith has carried me so far and like just having that on my mind is like I can just go out there and have fun at the end of the day. Like no matter what the outcome is. And like God has just put me in the right places and the right positions to be able to do that. And obviously it's came just from hard work, like reaping the fruits of my labor. So it's just that's a huge thing too. And definitely just a lot of work, emphasize work, because I think that we all see this microwavable success, but people don't understand there's been a lot of work that went into this.
Yeah.
And,
Yeah.
10,000
and Franco,
hours. Yeah.
yeah, Franco would attest to that, and anybody who knows me will attest to that.
Yeah.
Well, we're
Man,
proud of you,
so
man. I think
hell yeah.
you always. I mean, anytime you guys are on TV, I'm watching. You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
um, I got a group of friends that dads that kind of kept up with you. We're always talking about you, and just know that we're super proud of you, and keep it up, man.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Man, so I love y'all's head coach, by the way. I love what he brings back to the university, and I love his thought process and the way he structures a lot of what you guys go by in your program. And I feel like you were talking about Diego and how you guys were working and you guys kind of have chips on your shoulder. I think your head coach, he kind of has a chip on his shoulder, and I identify with that. But
Mhm.
what is one thing that you guys, how do you take that chip on your shoulder? Like, what do you guys like on game day going into the game? Like, what's the feeling in the locker room before you guys actually take the field?
I mean, Coach Lee does a great job. He's like a philanthropist, or like a his psychological level is just different. Like that guy's just he's different. So he prepares us well just throughout the week and like before the season even start. But like that feeling in front before the game is just like a sense of confidence. Like we rely on everything. Like I know that if I'm in the backfield with Diego, like I have confidence in myself because like obviously he has. I'm confident in my O line, so it's like because they have confidence. Like we just lean on each other for confidence.
Yeah,
Like if we're all having that confidence, like confidence will get you so far.
Yeah.
Not cockiness, not arrogance, but just confidence will get you so far. And because half the time we kill it before we even believe it and we even feel it.
yeah,
And I think before that in that locker room, the feeling is just like a sense of confidence, a sense of like, oh, this is my brother, and I know the work he's put in. I know that he's finna give it all. Like I'm bound to give it my all. Like we're just finna go out there and have fun. Like
yeah,
that's the true feeling. Like I always think like let's just shock the world. Like they never believed in us. Like let's just shock the world.
yeah.
A lot of
And
trust.
me personally, like those are the teams that I root for. Like they're these larger, obviously, like Vanderbilt is not super known for winning back-to-back national champions and things like that, and that's changing,
Yeah.
right? Like we're changing that narrative. But I cheer for the teams that don't have the $10 million rosters and things like that. Those are the guys that I want to see, and it takes that good team chemistry to go out there and be like, man, we're about to go do this together. Let's go shock
Yeah.
the world. I love that, man.
Yes, sir.
That's pretty cool. So I'm gonna go a little bit off of the football topic here. So I lived in Florida for 17 years and I'd come back home to visit every few years and I always had a go-to spot I wanted to eat. When you come home to West Texas, where's the place you just gotta have?
I'm definitely going to Roses and Jumborito.
Yeah.
Roses and Jumborito like the go-to is like that's just one of the
I bet
ones.
you
Like
even know what number the order is that you get.
I know it's 40 something from Roses. It's 40. I think it's like 42 from Roses. And I'm gonna switch it. Yeah, I'll switch it up. So it's definitely Roses and Jumborito because like those are like when you move away from those things, like dang, like those places are really good, and I take those for granted. But like
Right?
those two for sure.
That's
For
hilarious,
sure.
What do you
man.
guys eat at in Vandy, MK?
A little bit of everywhere. A little bit of everywhere. I mean, there's not like one specific place. We got a dining hall here. It's not too bad, but pretty just anywhere. Like there's not a specific spot here.
What is y'all, as far as food they feed you guys, what's your favorite thing that you guys have had at Vandy?
Yeah, let me think. I'm a basic guy. I like nachos, so like they do it like rotel dip. Obviously, I was looking for like some steak. Like they do the steak and lobster and all that too. That's. I mean, I'm obviously
Well, my
I'm
man's trying to get him some Tostitos and some cheese.
yeah. They don't understand. I'm from West Texas, so I don't really relate to that steak, the potatoes, and all the yeah. Yeah, just give me something regular and I'll be good though.
That's
My place was
hilarious.
always Whataburger. I always
Yeah,
had to have when I came back.
yeah. Waterburgers a go-to too as well.
Have
It's
they
Hmm
not the
expanded
same.
out that way yet?
They, I, they have one like it's like an insane amount, like how far it is from us. It's like 40 minutes from me, I think. So
Okay.
yeah, I'm not driving that far just to get some Waterburgers,
I can
and it's
make my
not gonna
own
hit the
burger
same
at the
because it's not in
house.
Texas.
Yeah,
No
for
doubt.
sure. So
Okay.
is there one like since you've been at Vandy or even this year, for instance, is there a certain piece of your game that you're trying to work on to improve, like right now, currently?
Oh yeah, definitely. I think I write it down all the time in my notes when I'm in meetings, like just my contact balance and like just finishing and running in between tackles, like just refusing to go down like that in my game because like it used to be my speed, and like now it's just like I didn't took over that, and it's like obviously I can still work on that, but like my speed is just unquestionable now. Like I think I do have the potential to break away those runs, but like I for sure say with like my running between tackles.
Yeah,
We
keeping our
saw
You,
that
feet.
sick clip from what, a week or two ago?
yeah,
Makhilyn, you remember that's kind of crazy. We go back and we're putting through your highlight film, and the feedback that we have is like, or that you get. I include myself in there, but anyway. So, but it's like, oh, he doesn't have the burst. He's not very fast. You know what I mean? And it's like, and all of a sudden, we're 3 years down the road from there, and you're recording one of the highest speeds in college football. You know what I
yeah,
mean? And it's
yeah.
like, um, anyway, like so that's pretty impressive. You know what I mean? Because people think that once you get to college and it's like, hey, I'm here, I'm already fast, I'm already here. You know what I mean? And it's like, you've turned that around and just made that into one of your strengths now, which is freaking incredible.
Kept
So
working, man.
Yes, sir.
Kept on the grind. That's what I'm
Got
talking
to.
about, man. That's amazing. But man, Makhilyn, we are proud of you, dude. You're built different and you're proof of it for sure. Again, we're very proud of you. We want to see you continue to shine out there and just know that the Permian Basin is proud of you and watching you and all the best, man. We're praying for your health, praying for your safety, and we're praying that you break away a ton of runs the remainder of the year and go get it, man.
I
Hopefully, I
receive that
got
in
you
the
on my
name of Jesus.
fantasy football team in a couple years or something.
Yeah,
Well, you
I
could use
receive
some, you
that.
could use him because right now,
I'm
you don't
terrible.
have
Yeah,
him.
I
He's
need a running
terrible.
back.
Yes, sir. Thank you. I'm blessed. Love all you guys for sure.
for sure. Thanks for coming out here, Makhilyn. Much love from us. You always, like I said, continue making us proud. You just phenomenal young man. Keep it up.
Most definitely. Appreciate you, coach.
All right, man. We'll let you get. We appreciate you and make sure and follow and like the Permian Basin Playbook.
Yes,
This
sir.
is
Most definitely.
all right, man. We'll talk to you
All right.
soon. Take care.
Yeah, yes, sir.
Good night.
Good night.
That's awesome. Good job, Serge.
Thanks, man.
Good job for doing that, dude. He's awesome.
Yeah, no, he is. He
He's
really is.
bright. He is bright and very intelligent. Very intelligent. Like his faith base and just his work ethic is uh, inspirational.
For
And I
sure.
really hope the kids listen to what he had to say. So
Yeah,
Just a positive like outlook.
awesome. You can tell he's good energy. You can tell he's a
Yeah.
good locker room guy.
dude. I'm telling you, like we're sitting getting ready to play freaking South Lake Carroll in the playoffs, or I don't remember what it was. And we're sitting there doing blitz pickup or whatever, and I'm just like, hey, we're just doing a walkthrough right now. Freaking Makhilyn's going off. I'm like, dude, just chill. I was like, we're not doing that right now. We're week 12 right now. We're just trying to stay healthy.
Just a walkthrough kind of. Yeah.
Yeah, you know what I mean. He's like, no, because you're gonna be telling me on film that I'm messing up, blah blah. You know what I mean? And just like, and I'll never forget. You know what I mean? It's like, you're probably right. Okay, never mind. You know what I mean? So that's the speed he knows. And
He's got one gear.
yeah, oh, yeah, and you should get him and Wesley Smith. And do you know who Wesley Smith is? He's at
I'm
Tech
not
now.
familiar with him. Yeah.
He's another one, man, that like they would just go at it in practice and just talk mess, talk mess, talk mess, and just competitors.
Yeah.
But anyhow, just a good dude.
That's awesome, man. I'm glad we got him on. It's been like probably a month, 2 months in the
Yeah.
making, and finally got it locked down. So good job, Serge. You get a gold
Thanks, man.
star for the week and a free man. All right. Anyways, okay, I do have to announce. Before we do announce that, I want to shout out to all of the Permian Basin volleyball teams that made their way through the playoffs this year and had really good years. I saw Coach Dykes was the coach of the year in their district from Andrews. Uh, there was a young lady, forgive me, I forgot her name, but she was the district MVP from Greenwood, excuse me. There were several Monahans, Greenwood, and Andrews players that were all district selections. So congratulations to you guys, and I hope you guys continue to move forward in your programs, and West Texas is proud of you. Now I will also let you guys know that last week we all tied in the chains. And Brenda was, or Busta was the closest in score prediction. So she
Because
was
she's the
last week's
smartest,
winner,
guys.
but she was last week's winner. But overall for the year for
Really, you're about to rain
pick'ems,
on my parade?
it was not Busta. I'll just say that, okay? Uh, but our pick'ems are done
Oh,
for the
let me
year.
guess. It was Cable.
It was. Our pick'ems are done for the year. That's only a regular season thing. And we're all kind of on one team now. We're all cheering for our Permian Basin folks. So, but man, the road to December starts now, Serge. You know, West Texas playoff matchups. You know how we do, fast paced, full of fire, Basin tough, man. Y'all ready to get into these game breakdowns?
Yeah, man.
Let's do
Exciting
it.
time of year.
Sundowns 4-6 facing Wink. I think Wink's offense is going to continue to roll. Gunnar Voiles has been slinging it for around 100 a night. And Kamad, our guy Kamad, man, he's good for 170 on the ground so far this year, and pretty dangerous punch. So I hope they go and show out against Sundown.
And then Timothy Montoya and Noyola have been reliable targets all season. Uh, Colt Lusby anchors the defense at 9 tackles per game, while Jacoby and Robertson bring in pressure up the front.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, I think Sundown. I mean, they're going to need a dang near perfect game to pull this one off. I really like the direction the Wink is going in right now and how they're playing. So I think it'll go. This one will go Wink's favor.
yeah. I think so too, man. Good luck to those guys. Shout out to Coach Gibson. Man, the next one, Pecos and Stephenville. Shout out to Javian Martinez, Michael Garcia, Eli Ramirez. They've been some go-to guys for the Eagles all year, coming off of a tough loss. I said it was going to be a dogfight against Big Spring, and it was a dogfight. They
Yeah.
were they were throwing some bodies around. Stephenville is, I believe, a top 25 team in the state, and it's going to be a tough game for Pecos. They're going to have to play very clean and lights out to pull this off, facing Stephenville. But good luck to the Eagles, man. Hope y'all do well.
Yeah. Joel Aguilar has been averaging about 5 tackles per game, and he's been the heart of their defense. Both teams run it well, but Stephenville's passing attack is going to give them the edge. I mean, I'm really rooting for our Eagles. You never know what can happen, but
Yeah,
we are
it's
getting in the
tough.
playoffs.
It's tough.
Shout out Coach Payanes. I know he's done a great job.
Yeah.
They got that thing rolling and going in the right direction right now. Stephenville's, of course, tradition rich. They're one of the top, teams in the state. I think they earlier this season they upset the number one team out of Louisiana, the Midland Legacy, lost to pretty big early in the season. So, Pecos going to need to control the clock. It's just to get some long drives and hopefully you get some turnovers in this one to pull off the upset.
Yeah, for sure. Is Stephenville, is that Art Briles Stadium?
It is
It
now.
is
Yes,
Art
sir.
Briles Stadium, right?
Mhm.
I watched them whenever Kendall was a junior at Stephenville. They or no, 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 yeah. I watched them play Andrews, and then I watched Kendall whenever he was at Friendship. They
At
played in
Monahans.
Monahans, yeah, and he was sick with it, man. They were something else.
David Thomas,
Yeah, DT.
tight end.
My
Yep.
buddy Brian Moore from Friendship played football with DT, and then Brian Moore ended up playing with me at Eastern New Mexico. Brian Moore was an All-American baseball player, but him and DT were good friends. So,
Yeah.
yeah, he was legit, man.
Oh, Kendall's kid
Took him, by
plays.
the way.
Kendall's son plays at All Saints, who's in Midland Christian's
Yeah.
district. Just freaking stud receiver.
Is he like
Spot.
6'5" too?
No, he's about 5'11", 6 foot. Just
Oh,
quick.
yeah.
But like I said, they're all pretty loaded out there at All Saints right now.
Yeah. Our next matchup in our playoff segment is Monahans versus Liberty. I believe they're going to Andrews. Is that right? Andrews, I think at 2 o'clock on
2 o'clock on
Friday.
Friday.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, they
Shout out to Majestic Williams, man. He has been a real threat for them. Anytime he got the ball, he's got breakout speed, and he's done really well this year. It's been a tough year for those guys. Lucas Chavez is another threat they have. Jason Munoz is another threat that they have on the offensive side of the ball. But I think this really is going to come down to if the defense can get them off the field and give an offense a chance. I think that's been what's a little bit of an issue this year. So if they can get some stops and get the ball back, it gives themselves. But Liberty's no joke. Liberty is a very good ball club, and they've got some really good players.
Yeah, when I was looking at the stats today, I actually just, being from Monahans, I'm like, God, I don't want our kids to get hurt because Liberty looks pretty strong. They're averaging 224 yards on the ground and about 157 in the air. So it's very balanced, and they're ranked 32 in Texas. So, I mean, I'm glad Monahans is having the opportunity, but I'm a little worried.
Yeah, Liberty's a good ball club.
Yeah, I watched Liberty and Greenwood play earlier in the season, and Greenwood's got, Liberty's got some really, really good looking offensive linemen. It's going to come down to who's going to be more physical in the trenches. Hopefully Monahans can control the clock a little bit, get Majestic going, and hopefully they can pull off the upset.
Yeah, it would be epic for sure. All right, Eastlake, El Paso is 5-5. And they're playing the Mojo Panthers, man. Gavin Black has been great. Is he a junior or senior?
He's a senior.
Yeah, man. I'm gonna miss talking about old Gavin, man. It was awesome to have him on.
I think his name is Growlin' Gavin Black.
Growlin'
Gavin Black.
That's our guy, man. He averages 119 a game. That's fantasy football numbers right there. That's a stud. He's been a part of that heartbeat. Again, our guy Jacob Garcia. I just love how grounded he is. Although I did see some clips of all these guys dancing in the locker room, so I was glad to see that. I love it that they are very professional and they go about their business, but when they're in the locker room with their boys, they cut up a little because that's what it's about, man. And he throws almost 225 yards a game through the air. Our guy Aaron Navarrete, who I've talked about all year long, he's just under 90 to 100 yards receiving. That's pretty good balance for Permian. And I really think that they go and get this one, man. I really do. I feel good about him this week.
Hey, he passes for 222 yards, but he also runs 222 miles back and forth, right?
Yeah, true. Getting the play, man.
Yeah, they also have Caleb Jameson, who continues to be a tackling machine, and this matchup's more even than the records are showing. So I think it's going to be a good game, but I do think Permian's going to come out on top.
Yeah, and this is a matchup from earlier in the season. I think this will be the second time that Eastlake's going to make the trip out this way this year. They're pretty. They kind of do they get a lot of quad sets on offense, and it's going to come down to Permian getting some. And shout out Coach Washington from Permian High School. Hopefully get some. I know he's going to want to get some pressure on their quarterback, and they got Permian's back ends playing really well right now. Shout out Malachi Mendoza. He's done a good job out there. Young sophomores made some picks earlier this year. Playing really well right now. So, like I said, hopefully, Permian, continues that and continues to run in the playoffs.
Pressure up that quarterback and create some turnovers, man. We need to throw some picks. Come throw some picks Friday night, man. So I think that, man, I feel good about it. I ain't gonna lie. All right, Burnett is 3-7. This is the battle of the slot T this weekend in San Angelo. Burnett versus Andrews. Also, by the way, LK Media and 33 Lead will be in the building in San Angelo doing some coverage from the sidelines. So we're really
Nice.
excited about that. We'll look for some clips coming up. Andrews is seems to be a little bit more balanced than what Burnett
Yeah.
does. DeBose, man, he went off last week against Lakeview in the district championship, and we've talked about him his entire career. He
Yeah.
shined for so many years. Again, Colin Kelly and Casey Mendoza, they've been great contributors to the Andrews Mustangs. Also, I think his name is Bo Hudson. Also, he's been great for them. So I think it's going to be a pretty good matchup between these two. I see them throwing some helmets around this weekend.
Sammy Saldivar leads their team in tackles, and then I think we can expect both squads to really rely heavily on their slot offenses. And I'm really excited to hear that telecast from there.
Yeah, it should be fun.
Yeah,
But
I think that's gonna be good. You got your new toy out there that you're going to use.
Yeah.
So,
yeah,
but no, I think this one is this is actually a pretty close game here. Andrews here recently is coming off a district championship, correct?
yeah, yeah.
Uh, and
And we
I
all
think
picked
it's
Lakeview last week.
exactly. I saw that. Just I think it came down to a touchdown there at the end that Colin
Yeah.
Kelly threw out.
In our face.
Yep. Yep. Shout out to Andrews, man. I love it.
That's what's up.
But it's going to come down to the trenches. Of course, can you finish once you get near the end zone, and got to have that bend but don't break mentality. Of course, I think both teams are going to be able to run the ball. Just who can keep that ground game going and get in the end zone is what's going to come down to.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a good one, man. I got a feeling about it. My spidey senses are tingling on that game. Crane is 6-4 versus Grape Creek, who's also 6-4. Identical records, obviously. And from looking at some statistical background on both teams, very identical stats, in my opinion. I think it's a toss-up. The only, Crane's going to have to get off the field somehow. They're going to have to operate their offense and get some scores, and then defense gonna have to come up with some stops, man. It could be a good game. It could be one that's talked about for years.
Yeah, so they are pretty identical, but Grape Creek, that's a tongue twister,
Hmm.
does sit slightly higher in the standings. So, but Crane's big play potential is going to keep them dangerous. I think it's going to be a good game.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's going to come down to who wins the turnover battle, who plays the cleanest game. Maybe less penalties, things like that. Who's a more disciplined team, and I think it's going to come down to the wire.
Yeah.
Shout out to Coach Birdwell, man. We hope you call all the right coverages come Friday night. I think this next one could be a good one too. Estacado out of Lubbock is 7-3, and the Panthers of Fort Stockton are 6-4. I do want to shout out Nick Alamanderas and Jerry Diaz. They've been solid for those guys this year. Jerry follows us on all of our socials. He's a really good kid, has a really good
What's
family.
up, Jerry?
Yeah, man. They put 86 on the ground. Jerry throws around 130, 140 per game. But I think they do have their work cut out for them with Estacado. It is doable, though. I think it is
Oh, yeah.
doable, but they're going to have to play disciplined, clean, and then take advantage of any opportunity they're given.
Where are they playing this game at, Keith?
I'm not sure on this one. I'll have to look, but I don't remember where they're playing at.
Yeah. So they have Nikki Sotelo, that's their top target, and then Alan Leva is anchoring their defense with 9.4 tackles per game. And big shout out to JJ Montoya, that pancake block machine on that O line.
Yeah, man. Love to see that. Shout out to the Hogs up front, huh?
Yeah, I think it's this game kind of comes down to the trenches on this. You know what I mean? I think obviously Estacado's probably more athletic, ranked higher. Um, so it's going to come down to maybe creating some turnovers up front, and hopefully they can pull off an upset.
Yeah.
Which
Earlier in the year
Stockton's
when
had a good year
they
considering they
have,
have a new coach, you
yeah,
know?
and he's a good coach.
Yeah.
He does a lot that's really good. I don't know him personally, but just outside looking in. Uh,
Right.
Andrews went down to the wire with Estacado earlier in the year, and it came down to like a couple of plays in the fourth quarter that was the turning point for him. So Fort Stock can go get this done. Don't count out the Panthers. All right,
Hey,
Big Spring.
hey,
What's
hold
up,
on.
Serge?
I forgot just because it's on my mind again. We were talking about Art Browse, Kendall Browse, that group,
Yeah.
Stephenville. Did you know Kellen Luker is the head coach at Sterling City High School?
No,
The
I did not
quarterback,
know that.
the quarterback that won when they were one state with Art Browse.
Yeah,
He's the head coach at Sterling City.
we got to get him
Hmm.
on.
That's a fun fact. Yeah.
Yeah.
Get on that, Serge.
So speaking of that, shout out to the 33 lead organization. If it wasn't for the 33 lead organization and all of our former coaches and business professionals that are all involved in our board of directors, our network would not be what it is. And we're very appreciative of that. But everybody that, we're a team too. And sometimes teams don't always love each other or get along, but we respect each other and we're good together. When things got to get going and we got to get something accomplished, we get it done. And I love that about 33 League because we're a team too. So I just wanted to let you guys know I appreciate you.
I
Appreciate
always say
you.
we're like that movie, The Italian Job. Like you have the one that breaks the safe, the explosives. Like we all
That's
have
it,
our
baby.
like
That's it.
expertise.
That's it.
We
Yeah.
just step up when it's time.
Group of misfits.
And Joe makes me nervous because he doesn't ever seem to like stress anything out. But at the end of the day, we get it done.
Yeah. All right, Big Spring, 5-5, coming off a big win versus Brownfield, 6-4. This one's at Abilene. They're playing at ACU, which I'm kind of
Yeah.
jealous of because that's a great facility. I wish I could get to play there. Like I said, Big Spring's riding some momentum. Uh, they got over Pecos this last weekend, and I think Brownwood has sputtered at times. This could, if Big Spring plays clean, they can go get this game. So.
Yeah, I feel like we have a lot of games going on with our West Texas teams that are just right on the cusp
If you
of
just
being
go
able to
do
come
what
out
you're
on
supposed to do, you'll win.
and then some,
Yeah.
to give it that extra degree. So for this game, Brownwood doesn't light up the scoreboard the same way, but they are a disciplined team. Like I said, it could go either way.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's going to be who comes out with that more competitive spirit, with some energy, high energy, getting started fast. If Big Spring can start fast, I think I like their chances to get this job done.
Yeah, they look good against Pecos, man. I thought it was going to be a little bit closer than what it was. To me, it was close on the field. Their play, it was close on the field, but the scoreboard got away from Pecos a little bit.
Yeah.
But uh, shout out to uh, shout out to Big Spring, man. They've progressively gotten better this second half of the season, and hopefully they're just now starting to peak as they're getting into the playoffs. All right. My man Jax, we had him on a little while ago, but y'all didn't see it because we weren't recording. But I was getting on to him that he needs to make sure he's watching film. But Brook Hill comes to Midland to face Midland Christian, and I
Brooke,
will
who?
say, yeah, Brook who. Anyways, I did talk to one of the referees that had Brook Hill earlier in the season, and he said they're a good ball club, said they throw it, that they have a younger quarterback. I think it's a sophomore quarterback. So I think it's a cool game because you've got a freshman quarterback going at it against a sophomore quarterback. Both very talented kids, both high skills. But one kind of side note of this game with Brook Hill is they have, I think he said 23 different countries represented on their
Wow.
roster that he went to ask the kicker, what's your furthest kick been this year? Because he had a good kick, or so I don't remember the yardage. But he was like, "Hey, what's your furthest kick so far this year?" And the kid just looked at him and smiled. And one of the offensive linemen kind of was giggling, was like, "Hey, bro, he don't speak English." So there was
Wow.
like a lot of different country's representation on the, which I thought was kind of just a cool. I'm a journalist by heart.
Intriguing. It's
Yeah,
No,
intriguing.
that's but that's what makes like we talked about earlier, what makes a team.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
yeah,
Everybody just coming in from different backgrounds and let's get the job done.
yeah.
That's pretty cool. That's one thing that you can't take away from sports, and the sport can take away from a locker room is that togetherness. I think it's pretty cool.
Heck yeah, man. But Midland Christian got a team too. And I like what they do, man. They got great leadership. I watch a lot of their media stuff. I follow them all year. And I just, do I have a heart pick for Jackson? Absolutely, man. But I
Yeah, but
just,
that's a smart heart pick
but I
because he's
like
just
what they
good.
do. Even if I didn't know Jackson, right? Even if I didn't know him, I still like what they do as a team. I
Oh, for
like who
sure.
they are. I like their leadership. Coach Dawson is, you don't spend 21 years in the NFL and not learn something.
Right. Yeah.
How you feel? How you feel about it, Serge, going into that game?
Man, I feel good. There's a reason why Jackson's huddle time is real high the way it is because I'm watching his huddle. No, I'm just kidding. But now they're not a bad team at all. I think we're gonna have to come out and play to be able to win this game. But they do. They're pretty similar to what the offense that they played last week, which is they're in that they run the option, but it's like a spread option, kind of like Navy, but out in the spread.
Okay.
But they're gonna want to slow the clock down, limit your possessions, eat up that clock. So hopefully get some stops early and get some scores early. Then it should be a wrap from there.
They got to play from behind the rest of the game.
Yeah.
Yep. Well, good luck, man. Y'all safe travels getting down there. Shout out to Jax, man. We love you, buddy. Praying for you.
I'm excited to see the outcome
Heck
of this
yeah.
game.
All right, Perryton's 4-6. They're headed to face up with the 10-0 Greenwood Rangers. This is being played in Plainview, according to Max Preps, what I read today. I really think that Greenwood has a good chance to go get this game. They're a top 30 team in Texas. I see them having a really strong showing. Um, Shout out to those guys, man. They've been stellar all year, and I hope they get well into December football.
Yeah, just shout out to that Lincoln Madrid. I think between him and Romero and Jaden Culvert, they're going to come out on top. Greenwood's going to take West Texas through a
Down
couple
go the
rounds.
Rangers.
I do. No.
Yeah.
Perryton
Yeah.
Rangers.
Yeah.
Barrington
Perry.
Range. Got you.
Just of course, I'm going to be biased to Lincoln just because I'm around him almost every week, and I was talking to him
Right.
yesterday, and um, they're killing it on offense. You know what I mean? 150 yards and 240 yards passing per game. I mean, that's pretty phenomenal. You're dang near offer. Averaging 40 yards a game is pretty dang good. Tough to beat. Um, but like I said, I think they're going to continue their run, their undefeated run. I think they've got 3 or 4 more weeks left at the minimum, and pull off a couple upsets, late, round 4, get to 5. So, like I said, I think it's Greenwood all the way on this one.
Heck yeah,
And I
man.
mean, their coach, Coach Hill, is our reigning 33 lead coach of the year.
Yeah,
No doubt.
yeah, for sure. Although there might be some other folks, contesting that for this year. Speaking of that, January 18th at the Bush Convention Center, we'll see y'all at the 33 lead banquet. I can't wait. It's going to be epic this year.
Can't
It will
either.
it will be better than last year for sure.
Word on the streets is there's going to be barbecue this year.
Oh yeah. Oh man, on that.
Yeah.
All right, Midland Lee, alma mater of our guy MK, man. Shout out to Makhilyn for joining us on this episode. They're 5-5, facing El Paso Franklin. El Paso comes in at 8-2. Uh, you know, Serge also obviously knows JP Reyes, sees him all the time, but he's averaging like 250 a game. Also, Hayes Ham, he adds on like another 100 on the ground per game. That's pretty good football right there, y'all. I think they got a chance to, one thing Joe mentioned last week is Coach Hartman doesn't necessarily prepare for district play, but he prepares for runs in the playoffs. And I think they're just getting going right now. So I hope they do well, and I hope they go get this dub against Franklin.
Yeah, for sure. And Jabraylon Andrews has 69 receiving yards per game. He keeps the offense moving. And then defensively, we have David.
Ahedewa.
That's the one.
He is with
Ahidowa.
Yeah.
I need to write these out phonetically.
Phonetically.
But then I mix them all up anyways. He's got 11 tackles per game. So
yeah, there's another thing that I know you brought up Jabraylon Andrews, who's just a freaking baller, but known him since he was a little kid. He's been on Jackson 7-on-7 teams, and since they were young. But he's had a phenomenal year on special teams too. I think he's got a couple of touchdown returns on punt returns. He may have a kickoff return as well, but he does just a great player.
So he could be an X factor in the special teams side.
No doubt. Like I said, I think Franklin's going to want to try to control the game with running the ball and keeping Legacy's offense off the field. But I don't think they got enough to get this one done. I think like you mentioned earlier about Coach Hartman getting ready for the next round. Like I said, I know they're doing a great job coaching these guys up and get this dub and move on to the next round.
Yeah, heck yeah, man. A lot of good games, man. One thing I do want to mention is, not everybody makes the playoffs. Not everybody's going to get into late November or into December. Not everybody's going to play a state championship. And even if you do play a state championship, you're going to take your pads off and your helmet off for the last time. You're going to take your volleyball jersey and your shoes off for the last time. You're going to take your cleats off for the last time. And going back to what MK was saying earlier is that he wished he would have worked harder a little bit more in high school. So now hear this, young high school players and athletes. Some of you, most of you, will not get a chance ever again to put it on for real after you're 18 years old. So if you are 15, if you are 14, get your butt in the gym. Go lift, go run, go throw, watch film, get better. Get your skill set up, because it's going to be over before you know it. And I'm an old man. I'm 41, and I miss playing every day. I miss playing. It sucks. So just like he said, work your butt off. Go to work. You can be cool later. Go to work. It's cool to work. So that I got to get that out of the way, guys. Sorry. I go to rant sometime.
No, I what you're saying is legit. I wish somebody had gotten that through my head.
Yeah, you don't want to regret anything. You want to
No.
look back and be like, you know what? I gave it everything I could give.
Yeah.
That's how I feel. In case you didn't notice, Serge. Man, shout out to Makhilyn Young for joining us today.
That was cool, man.
Yeah, props to all you guys, man. It was good to see you guys. I'm always happy to chop it up with you during the week. You guys, if you are listening, if you enjoy this episode, make sure and hit like, share, drop us a comment. We'll try to hit you back up. Make sure and follow Permian Basin Playbook on Facebook, Spotify, and TikTok. PB Playbook Podcast _33 lead. We get it going on there. Special thanks to Double T, Kodiak Gas, HZ Services, Texas Farm Bureau. That's where Joe's at. That's why I couldn't be on tonight. Shout out to Joe Flores. He's at a convention. But man, appreciate you guys. Hope to see you soon. Until next time, I'm K Ball. This is Busta. This is Serge, Permian Basin Playbook. And make sure play hard, lead strong. That's the 33 lead way. We'll see y'all next week. Y'all be safe.
Thanks, Keith.
Bye.